Just tea, thank you. Oh!
In Zach and Miri Make a Porno, when Zach is helping Miri rinse her hair, the shower curtain breaking and Miri falling was a complete accident. In The Way of the Gun, Benicio del Toro ad-libbed the scene where Long Boss smacks a prostitute on the butt as she walks by. The actress was reportedly not happy with his improvisation. In The Matrix, Neo throwing up after Morpheus explained the Matrix was also unplanned. Keanu Reeves had a stomach upset and just happened to throw up. They decided to keep that take in the movie. In The Outsiders, when Dallas falls out of his chair at the drive-in, it was completely accidental. Ponyboy even looks at the camera briefly while laughing. In Coyote Ugly, J.J. Snyder improvised pulling Kevin down from the bar and kissing him. But she asked Adam Garcia for permission first. In Bull Durham, Millie's very wide catching stance during their game of catch was actress Jenny Robertson's idea.
This is ridiculous. I'm a professional.
In Thelma and Louise, the scene where Daryl slips and falls on the builder's supplies was unscripted. Christopher McDonald genuinely lost his footing, but stayed in character, yelling at the workmen as he got into the car.
God damn it, Homer!
Director Ridley Scott liked it so much, he kept it in the film.
Now, I want you out of here by 5. No, 3. Get out of here by 3 today.
In The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, when Gandalf visits Bilbo at Bag End, Ian McKellen bumps into the low-hanging lanterns, which was expected. Then he turns quickly and whacks his head on a wooden beam in the low ceiling, which was not expected. Since it looked just fine, and also pretty funny, it was kept as the final cut.
What are you doing?
In American Beauty, when Carolyn told Lester she was ready to go while he was smoking pot with Ricky outside the restaurant, Kevin Spacey couldn't stop laughing, and Wes Bentley can be seen laughing too, as this was not scripted.
Oh, I'm in trouble. Nice meeting you, Ricky.
In Romeo and Juliet, the strong winds during Mercutio's death scene were actually from an approaching hurricane. This hurricane eventually destroyed the entire Sycamore Grove set. Despite the harsh conditions and the risk of getting sandblasted, the actors agreed to film the scene. In the movie What About Bob, Bill Murray improvised many scenes. One example is when he crawled headfirst under the sheets, making Julie Haggerty laugh.
Bob gave me a great thing to be afraid of.
In the movie UHF, the scene where Bob catches grapes in his mouth happened because David Bowie was showing off his talent to Al while they were at the craft services table.
Like this, we'd really be in business.
In Top Gun, Iceman biting his gum and snapping his jaw at the end of the locker room scene was not scripted. Val Kilmer improvised it, giving him the last word over Tom Cruise. In Tropic Thunder, when Tug nearly fell into the river while crossing alone, Ben Stiller actually tripped. In The Matrix, after the lobby shootout, the camera shows the aftermath of the fight. During this scene, a piece of one of the pillars falls off. This wasn't planned and happened by accident, but they kept it because it fit the scene well. In The Neon Demon, a crew member was supposed to break the bathroom mirror by throwing a heavy vase at it, but it didn't break. So Abby Lee was told to throw a trash can at the mirror instead, and it shattered on the first try. This take was used in the final film. In Avengers Age of Ultron, Robert Downey Jr. improvised the "Hello, dear" line when working on the tractor.
Hello, dear.
Director Joss Whedon liked it so much that he admitted in the DVD commentary that he wished he had thought of it himself.
Hello, dear.
In Blazing Saddles, during the scene where the cast runs out of the Warner Brothers backlot, a confused man in a blue sweater appears. Mel Brooks said the man wasn't part of the film, but his confusion made the scene better, so they got him to sign a film release.
You know, and I said to the ADs, chase him away. So they did. And then I said, action. And everybody flew out of Warner Brothers onto the street, onto Burbank Avenue, and he just wandered back in.
In Black Narcissus, Sister Ruth kisses Mr. Dean's hand as he puts a coat around her. This was unscripted and Kathleen Byron did it spontaneously. In Deep Impact, the scene at the assembly where the kid tells Leo that now that he's famous, he'll get lots of sex, was improvised by the actor.
You know, you're gonna have sex a lot more now than anyone else in our class.
In another scene, Morgan Freeman chose to roll up his sleeves during a speech. The director kept it because she thought it gave him an everyman look. In Me, Myself, and Irene, Jim Carrey ad-libbed the moment when he asks his sons to kiss him before he leaves, surprising one of them. In Thelma and Louise, the scene where Louise grabs Thelma's headphones and scares her wasn't planned. Gina Davis didn't hear her cue because her Walkman was too loud, so Susan Sarandon came over to get her.
Look, in the car.
In The Magnificent Seven, there's a bullfight sequence where someone found a bull and decided to put it in a scene with Horst Buchholz. He took the challenge and did a great job with it. In The Road, during the scene of the boy's hair being washed, the director promised Cody Smith-McPhee only 2 takes. However, the second take was ruined by the sun, so they did a third take. It was very cold, and Cody started to cry, which was left in the film. In The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Nick was originally supposed to kiss Nikki on the cheek. However, Nicolas Cage suggested they French kiss instead, feeling that starring in a tribute to himself was like making love to himself.
Yeah, Nick Cage smooches good.
In The Way of the Gun, there's a scene where Juliette Lewis asks Ryan Philippe for some of his sandwich, and he reluctantly gives her half.
Are you gonna eat that other half of your sandwich?
This wasn't scripted. It was a real exchange between the actors that the editor included in the rough cuts. Director Christopher McQuarrie saw it and decided to keep it in the movie.
I like bacon.
It's from a gas station.
In Tropic Thunder, the dance sequence at the end happened because Tom Cruise randomly started hip-hop dancing during a makeup test. The crew found it funny and added it to the script. In The Spy Who Loved Me, there's a scene where Bond and Amasova drive across the desert in a van that's falling apart. The editors added the Lawrence of Arabia theme as a joke to amuse themselves, but it ended up staying in the final film. In The Searchers, in the last scene, John Wayne holding one arm with his other hand was a spontaneous gesture that mimicked cowboy star Harry Carey Sr.'s signature pose. Wayne had idolized Carey as a teen, John Ford was Carey's mentor, and Carey's widow Olive was watching from the other side of the door, so it was a natural tribute.